Day is September the 16th. And before we do the invocation, before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to ask everybody we're going to do a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. So give me just a few seconds. All right, thank you. Pastor, will you mind coming up?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Ann Rowan. I'm the lead pastor at Family Ministry Center. We're a non-denominational church here in Fairhope where visitors become family. It is my pleasure to be here with you today. And commissioners, I want to thank you all for all that you do for the Baldwin County families, and I feel blessed to be a part of it. It is my honor to deliver the invocation for this meeting, and this is more than a prayer. It is an invitation for God's presence to come and make himself known here today, and to guide us to make decisions, share ideas, and seek unity. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pause today with grateful hearts for all you are and for what you've done in our lives. God, we thank you for the gift of life, the beauty of Baldwin County, and the people who call this home. We acknowledge that every good thing comes from you, and we ask for your presence to guide this service, your servants this morning. Lord, you have entrusted the leadership to these commissioners and officials. So God, they carry the responsibility to make decisions that affect families. They affect communities and the future of our county. God, I pray that you grant them wisdom that goes beyond human understanding, courage to do what is right, even when it is not easy, and compassion to see the needs of every person, whether young or old, rich or poor. Father, unite our hearts today, God. Remove division, remove selfish ambition or distractions, and replace it with clarity, replace it with respect and common purpose. Father, purpose to serve the people with integrity, to steward the resources of this county faithfully. Lord, may this discussion be marked by civility, and every decision be made with foresight for generations to come. Lord, we also ask your blessings on the citizens of Baldwin County. Father, bless our first responders, bless our teachers, our business owners, farmers, families, and those who labor quietly behind the scenes. God, prosper them, protect them, and keep our communities strong and vibrant. I pray for healing in their bodies and restoration in their children. Father, finally, let this meeting today be productive and fruitful. May what is said and done here reflect justice and mercy and truth. And may Baldwin County be known not just for its beauty and growth, Lord, but for its unity, its generosity, and the people who live and lead with honor. We pray, Father, for Charlie Kirk and his family and his wife, beautiful wife Erica, his children. Lord, we thank you for this nation today, God, and for all that you're doing. We thank you, Lord, that you are sending revival to us and restoration. In the mighty, mighty name of Jesus, we pray this. And everybody said with me, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And before we do the adoption of the minutes, I'm going to have Mayor-elect Randy Ferris come up. I want to introduce him. He is the new mayor-elect for Summerdale. Let him speak for just a few minutes, if you like. Yeah, you can come up to the podium.
I do know I'll try to talk loud. I've been in public service before in the airline, so I know how to throw my voice out there to make myself heard. I know one thing, I'm big, but this column kind of blocks me out. But thank you, commissioners. I'm honored to be here this morning. and I am blessed to be here and blessed to be the mayor-elect of Summerdale. I'm looking forward to this. I have been in public contact service my entire life. I've never been in elected office, so I've got a learning curve to go with. And I ask for everyone's support. I'm working with the mayors around here. I've spoken with Josh Brown of Bay Minette, spoken with Bill Bassa of Spanish Fort, and all three of us were first time in our position, so looking forward to working with them. But I'm just looking to have us, as was said, we are a community, we're a family here in Baldwin County. I want all of us to work together and just be united in what we do. So thank you, sir. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I just want everybody to know that I'm doing this before I give up the chairmanship. I did it for Mayor-elect in Bay Minette, Joshua Brown, and I'm going to do it for Brad Bass also. So I just want to say thank you for coming here and speaking. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, commissioners. Adoption of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we adopt the minutes from September 2nd, 2025, regular meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we pay the bills.
And I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second to pay our bills. Any further discussion on payment of the bills? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve item BA2.
And I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. On the consent, Commissioner, just remember that we added GA1 and GA2 to the consent.
Motion to adopt consent agenda with GA1 and GA2 added.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second to approve the consent with GA1 and GA2. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right. That was the consent. We go to presentations. Frank, would you mind coming up, sir? County Engineer?
Morning, Mr. Chairman. Morning, Commission. Well, we're going to kind of present a item that's not on the agenda, which wasn't previously posted on the agenda, but it's kind of come forth here as of late, and it's another one of our 30 cubed program projects, one of our infrastructure projects. This time with the City of Bay Minette. The city approved an intergovernmental agreement last night at their council meeting, so we wanted to bring it on kind of hot off the press and bring it before the commission today. So I'm going to read the agenda title. We'll take a vote on it a little bit, but I would like to have some discussion first, and then in a second, would like invite Mayor Wills to come up and speak. But first, let's talk just a little bit about the project. I won't bore you. Many of you here, most of you here, have heard the fundamentals of the program and what it's all about, but just very briefly, it's just a partnership program that the county launched earlier this year, where the commission partners with cities for infrastructure projects to enhance capacity and connectivity. So pleased to announce this is the 5th project of this program, and this project here is it's an extension of Red Hill Road over to Clark Avenue and ties out to State Route 59. So show a little shot of a map here. So for those that are familiar with Bay Minette, the kind of the lay of the land here, this will be along Highway 59 or McMeans Avenue, behind Walmart, and kind of between Walmart and the high school. So if you divert your attention to the map here, you'll see the highlighted areas of the map of the road layout. So Dobson Avenue traverses on the west side of Walmart, kind of makes a 90-degree curve, cuts around by the middle school, the new ball fields, and ultimately circles around to the back side of the high school. This project will connect a new road from the middle school straight out to Highway 59. It will encompass a new traffic signal at 59, and then encompass some roadway corridors on the east side of 59 to provide some connectivity within the town on both sides of 59. The project will add turn lanes, have more efficient flow for the circulation during school hours, during tournaments for the ball field, and also will aid in the local businesses getting large trucks in and out in a much safer manner. Currently, a lot of Quincy Compressor, Walmart, other deliveries all have to converge right there in front of Walmart, and it gets very congested, and honestly, it's just not as safe as it could be. The project will also involve some safety enhancements of intersections near the high school where the teachers' parking entrance is, also the street, 14th Street, just across from that location, and then over adjacent to the Dollar General, kind of across from Walmart, there will be some intersection improvements there to make ingress and egress off of 59 much safer. So one last key component of this project is pedestrian. So you see the ball fields on the screen, you see the middle school in the southeast part of the lower right side of the screen. So this project will involve adding some sidewalks, some multi-use, multimodal style trails, and then a safe pedestrian signalized crossing at 59, which the city currently does not have in this vicinity. So just want to give a lot of kudos to the city for bringing a fantastic project to the table. This is an incredible partnership, and it's going to be very good for the entire city of Bay Minette and the county. So I want to go ahead and read the staff recommendation so you can take the vote in a little bit, and then we'll bring Mayor Wheels up. So we want to approve an intergovernmental roadway construction agreement between the Baldwin County Commission and the City of Bay Minette for roadway improvements connecting Red Hill Road and Clark Avenue to McMeans Avenue, which is Highway 59, contingent upon approval of the agreement by the City of Bay Minette. The City of Bay Minette did approve the agreement last night. So, Mayor Wheels?
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Mayor.
Appreciate it. Commissioners?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. I also have with me our city administrator, Mrs. Tammy Smith, who, if you've done any business with the city of Bay Minette, you know she's been an integral part of the success we've had in the past number of years. This project is just another among many that reflects the cooperative spirit between the County Commission and the City of Bay Minette, and we have appreciated that working relationship for a number of years, and it's benefited us, and I hope it's benefited the county as well. The 30 cubed project is a very interesting project. I understand it is the brainchild of Frank Lundy, who, as an Auburn grad, I would expect nothing less. You know I had to get that in.
That's
there.
right, yes, sir.
That's right. So this project is going to be of an enormous benefit to the city, not just in the short term, but the long term. We've been working on this project probably since 2018, trying to seek out various sources of revenue through ADECA, A-TRIP, et cetera, unsuccessfully. And then when Frank brought this idea to us, it seemed to be the perfect match. So not only does it provide funding, but it provides us the opportunity, and you all the opportunity, to complete this project in an efficient and timely manner without as much red tape as Matt discussed at our work session last night. So this is local government and local government getting the job done in an efficient way. As Frank pointed out, this is going to connect up our middle school, our high school, our softball complex, give us access across Highway 59. Just to the right side of your picture there, which is to the south, is the intersection of 7th Street and 59. It's very congested intersection, red light there in front of Walmart. This will alleviate a lot of the traffic there. Also, there's a four-way stop intersection at 7th Street and Dobson Avenue that also has been a very congested intersection. This is going to alleviate the congestion there. So it's going to have immediate impacts so far as connectivity, traffic, and pedestrian traffic is concerned. But perhaps more importantly, part of this project is drainage as well, and this is going to open up just about every area that you see is all in trees now. It's very low and wet, undevelopable. This is going to allow that property to be developed. Of course, along Highway 59, road frontage is going to develop commercially. To the east, we're going to have residential development. And so it's, as you all know where this is located in town, this is just a very important area. So initially, the traffic and pedestrian relief is going to be great, but long-term, it may have greater long-term effects even than the initial impact. So it's a very important project. We've been working on it, as I said, unsuccessfully for years. So you all and this project made it happen. So tip my hat to you. We thank you for your cooperative spirit, and I know there'll be lots of great things in the future between the city and the county. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mayor, there's another Auburn grad over there that we need to thank, Roger. Yeah. We'll give credit where it's due.
Yes, even though it's Auburn. That's right.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make the staff's recommendations motion to approve this agreement.
I'll second that motion.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? Hearing none? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Good deal. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. All right, we got retiree recognition presentation. Ms. Deidre?
Good morning.
Good morning, Deidre.
We only have one retiree we are honoring today, and so while Jana makes her way up with Miss Jacqueline Baker from the juvenile detention, Miss Jackie Baker has served 12 years, has served our youth, our juveniles for 12 years at the Juvenile Detention Center, and this is a very well-deserved retirement for her. And look at us twinning. So I'll hand this over to Jana.
All right. Well, Jackie's going to be very missed at the detention center. She welcomed me when I first started. The kids love her, so she's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Miss Jackie.
We're doing a picture downstairs.
Does she want to say something? No? I get it.
But she's got to take a picture.
Take a picture with her.
That's awesome.
Can you also stop? Yeah. And can we all scoot this way? That's it. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations. I wanted to say something before you got out of here. I just want to say thank you for what you've done and being at the Juvenile Detention Center. That takes a lot. And it is very hard and very difficult. And so I just want to say thank you from as the chairman and from Matt McKenzie. I just want to say thank you. Commissioner?
I'll go next. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a job that has to be done, and we appreciate the fact that, I mean, really and truly, we hear very little, which is good, and we know that's because you guys are doing such a good job, and as Jana said, I'm sure they're going to miss you, but enjoy your retirement. That is great. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. You know, people don't realize what y'all go through at the detention center. There's some times where it's pretty tough there, and appreciate y'all, you know, taking care of our young people who have went astray, and y'all are trying to help them as much as you can. But again, thank you so much for your years of service, and you've seen quite a bit in those years of service. Thank you again.
I don't even know where.
He's behind the pole.
I'm always the one blocked out. They purposely did this to me, so thank you so much for your dedication and years to service, especially in that department under trying circumstances on a daily basis, I'm sure. So we appreciate all that you did for the detention center, and like Ms. Jana said, I know you're going to greatly be missed, and hard to replace those detention workers over there. So thank you so much for your dedication and hard work. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you again. Commissioner Ball, I guess we got proclamation for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month next.
So I'm going to be doing a proclamation today recognizing September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Baldwin County adopted a proclamation where this year honoring Branson Blevins. If y'all have been following Branson's brave battle on Facebook, you will keep updates on this. Well, it's a miracle child that is wound up in Italy doing some research stuff and has basically cured some of his stuff, but I think what I read today is he's so tired and worn out from all that he's been through that he's kind of, even though his numbers are good, he's a very little miserable kid right now today, and his parents have given up everything in life to stand by their child's side and take care of him. I've got Ms. Amanda tweet here from our Baldwin County EMA that knows the family that's going to accept the proclamation on their behalf and has a statement that the family wrote for us, and I'll go ahead and let her read the statement.
And the amount, I was unable to get that statement today. Obviously, they're all very, very tired in Italy. So, Chairman and Commissioners, on behalf of the Blevins family, thank you. They are grateful for the Baldwin County Commission recognizing September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I met this sweet family after my husband and I moved into our first home 8 years ago. They lived 2 doors down from us, and as our children were born, we enjoyed sitting outside and watching them play in the yard. Most of us have left that little neighborhood now, and we reside in Rossington still, and our kids continue school together. August 16, 2024, their world came crashing down as Branson Blevins was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, T-cell gamma delta subtype, a rare aggressive form of leukemia. He has finally heard the words 100% remission this year. This is after a stint at USA. I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker. He was at USA Children's and Women's for several months. They thought they had him in remission, but he went back in having cancer in January of this year. They transferred him to MD Anderson for a trial that was discontinued earlier this year. He went to Italy for another trial. By the time he got there, he was no longer suitable for that. And they did a last chance T-cell infusion followed by a bone marrow transplant. This summer, he is in complete remission, but as Commissioner Ball said, still recovering. They will be there for a few more months with his mom and dad by his side, and let's not forget both of his siblings who are still here doing the best they can to go through with this along with his family. And his school misses him very much. So. Thank you.
Amanda, you're going to accept this proclamation on behalf of the family, so you can hold that while I read it. And I want Amanda mentioned the siblings, Magnolia and Maddox, that are here still having to go through this battle as well. So I just ask that after we read this proclamation that we keep this family in your prayers, as well as any child that's suffering from this terrible disease and what the families go through during the process. But every year we recognize September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month to bring awareness to this terrible sickness. So proclaiming September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Baldwin County, Alabama, whereas childhood cancer remains the leading cause of disease-related death for children in the United States, and whereas approximately 200 children are diagnosed with cancer each year in the state of Alabama, joining more than 15,000 children diagnosed nationwide, and whereas the causes of childhood cancers are largely unknown, and through new research is being conducted, rates of childhood cancer has continued to rise over the last 50 years by over 40%. And whereas every 3 minutes somewhere in the world, a family hears the devastating words that their child has been diagnosed with cancer. And whereas the increased awareness of the signs and symptoms of childhood cancer can lead to early detection when treatment may be most effective, and whereas the Baldwin County Commission acknowledges the precious lives of children fighting this disease, the resilience they demonstrate each day, and honors the memories of the young souls taken far too soon, and now therefore be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular sessions assembled that September 2025 is hereby set aside as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Baldwin County, Alabama, to increase awareness and show support for the thousands of children with cancer and their families who face tremendous challenges of childhood cancer. So thank you, Amanda, for accepting this proclamation on behalf of the family.
Thank you, sir.
Amanda took off, didn't she?
She took off. We're going to get another picture?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call for a vote to accept this proclamation.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Anybody want to say anything? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I want to say something real quick about this young lady. I grew up with this lady, and it's my honor to recognize her for her service to Barnwell Volunteer Fire Department. And I'm going to read the honor bill in just a second. But she was a big part of my life growing up because she worked on my dad's potato shed, and she always took care of me and made sure I didn't get in trouble when I was a little rug rat back in the day running around that potato shed. So I just want to say this is an honor that that I get to do this for you. I'm going to read this real quick. Whereas Miss Nora Bazzotti served her community as a volunteer firefighter and then as the secretary at the Barnwell Volunteer Fire Department Rescue Department for 43 years until her retirement on January 1st, 2025. And Ms. Bazzotti served as president of the Barnwell Volunteer Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary in 1984 and in 1985. Deputy Chief in 1985, was awarded Firefighter of the Year in 1987 and again in 2020, and received the Chief's Award in 2015. and Ms. Bizzotti served as secretary of the Alabama Association of the Volunteer Firefighters from 1985 to 1990, and was the first female to be elected into the Baldwin County Fire Chiefs Association, where she served as secretary from 1985 to 1992, and as vice president from 1992 to 2000. And we honor and celebrate Ms. Bizzotti for her dedicated public service for over more than 4 decades. As a volunteer firefighter, she has given not only her time, but her heart serving her community. Now, therefore, be it remembered that Ms. Nora Bizzotti is to be commended for her contributions to the safety and well-being of our community in her 43 years of dedicated service, and we congratulate her and wish her all the best upon her retirement. Thank you. You want to say something? No, you don't want to say anything? No.
Thank y'all very much for giving me this.
43 years is a lot for a volunteer fire department and for what she had to put up with. So I'm very proud of her. There comes. There will be close to that. I know we all. Thank you for the volunteer firemen that are here and first responders for supporting her, so thank you. Mr. Carl, thank you for being here. You're the better half, I should say. All right.
Do we have to do anything with that one?
No, we don't. I'm going to let them, if they're going to walk out, I'm going to let them leave before we go next on the next items. All right, next we're going to be going with the public hearing on our zoning cases. Just key points to remember if you're here to talk about a case. One of these 3 cases that we have, you have 3 minutes. If you're here to talk about on behalf of a group, you have 5 minutes. Please state the group that you're speaking about. That way we know to put it with. We give you 5 minutes for that. Just remember, when you do come up and speak in the public hearing, be respectful. We have a tough job up here to making decisions, and it's just be respectful. So thank you very much. Ms. Cole.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Morning. This is case Z2538, the Roche property. The request is to rezone from B2 to RSF2. Here's a location of the property within the county. It's located south of County Road 32 and east of Scenic Highway 98 in the Point Clear community. This is Planning District 26. The total acreage of the property is approximately 0.63 acres, and the current use is vacant. And they would like to rezone for residential use. Here's the subject property, as well as the adjacent property images. Here's the locator and site maps. The adjacent zonings to the north and south are RSF1, residential single family. To the east, we have B2, neighborhood business. And to the west, we have RMF6, residential multifamily, with a residential land use. In terms of the analysis, the property consists of approximately 0.63 acres. It's currently zoned as neighborhood business, and a rezone request has been submitted to change the designation to residential single family to allow for a single family home to be constructed. The surrounding area includes a mix of residential and vacant land uses, and we do see RSF1 and RSF2 zoned parcels to the north, south, and west, and these are less than 1/2 a mile away from the subject property. In terms of the master plan, the future land use map has identified the property and the surrounding area as having ideal conservation development potential, which supports minimal development and has an emphasis on environmental conservation. The master plan also shows the subject property is within a half to a mile of a village center node, and that integrates residential and small-scale commercial use. Here is that future land use map showing ideal conservation or preservation development potential. And upon review of the factors for reviewing proposed zoning map amendments specified within Section 19.6 of the Baldwin County Zoning Ordinance, as well as the themes of the master plan, staff has determined that the requested zoning map amendment would be consistent with the factors specified in the zoning ordinance and is somewhat consistent with the master plan's future land use map. And the requested zoning map amendment was also evaluated using the Smart Growth Scorecard, and that strongly supports the request. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, y'all have any question for staff?
I don't.
Already had them answered, thank you.
All right. Hearing none, I'll open up the public hearing.
I have something about this too.
We open up the public hearing right now, so you'll be able to speak. Are you signed up?
I'm signed up.
Okay, well, give me just a second, we'll get you called up.
Sorry.
No, you're all right, you're fine.
Passing it.
No. We just open up the public hearing where you can come up and speak. Jay, do you have the list?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, we have two people signed up for this. The first is Ms. Rita Ayers.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ayers, you're more than welcome to come on up.
I do own the property on 3 sides around the property that she's talking about. My husband and I do, and I did not understand what this was about. And Mr. Moore's name was on it, so I called him, and he actually said it was for a variance to encroach on the wetlands. It's a 30-foot setback, and he wants it to be 25. I don't care about all of those things. What I care about is what it's doing to the water that comes to my property. We have a pond, and ever since those 3 homes have been built, every time we have a heavy rain, the water is coming into my property and almost into my home. So that is part of our problem. And the other problem is, it appears from the way that this map looks that the 30 feet that we own to the west of this property has been eliminated from county maps. I don't know what's happened to it, but I do have the survey here that continues to show that we own that 30 feet. So I have those 2 issues. I did send an email yesterday, and I didn't get a response. That's why I'm here today, to make sure that this was brought to your attention. I have pictures. Did you get any of those? I'd like to show you what my property looks like after the rain.
Sure.
Did you send it to the commissioners, or did you send it to someone else?
I sent it to the planning. I sent it to the same place I've always done before. The top picture for you is the way my house normally looks. Can I just share?
Yeah, we can share.
Know that they're before them. And that's what my house looks like after the rain.
When you say a rain, and I know this is...
Well, that particular picture is the one that I took after Hurricane Sally, after I was finally able to get out of my house and go around to the front.
Sure.
This was after several hours of it being receded. But this spring, it has done it 3 times again. Not quite to that extent, but because the water is backing up from, eventually it's coming from the bay. It's killing our fish. It's mixing salt water with our freshwater pond. It's killing our fish. It's killing our plants that I worked so hard all these years to plant, because it comes 5 and 6 and 8 feet up into the yard. This pond was built, according to my research, by a Depression-era work gang for providing irrigation to the whole surrounding area. So we accept the water from the Callaway Drive area, comes through our pond, and it's supposed to go out. It's no longer going out because the 3 houses that are already in existence, when they put in fill dirt, all the fill dirt is not necessarily washing down, but it's making all their water come down, and instead of going out, it's coming back.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else, Jay? Who was the second? There was another person, I think.
The second is Seth Moore, the
Seth
engineer.
Moore.
Yeah.
Good morning, Seth.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Chairman. My name is Seth Moore with Moore Surveying. On behalf of the owner, we're requesting this rezoning to build a residence and not a business, or a home. If y'all have any questions, I know we will be bringing to the planning department to be asking for some variances because there are wetlands on each side of this property. Now, Ms. Ayers talked about a 30-foot strip to the west of her property. That still exists. The county mapping does have it mapped incorrectly. There should be a 30-foot strip between this lot number 1 and the 3 lots to the west. And of course, we will meet all the requirements of the county for putting up silt fences, and when they're in their building process, they'll meet or exceed the requirements. And if y'all have any questions.
I don't.
And I had this has nothing to do with rezoning, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Sure.
What is their plan? What size house are they planning to put there on that .63 acre?
Well, they've got a rough plan of about a 2,400 square foot house.
Okay. All right.
I know they're not trying to fill it up like those other 3 lots to the west, because those were zoned a whole lot more.
Sure.
Less setbacks.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else, Jay?
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Did anybody that came in late that did not sign up that wants to speak about this case? All right. Close the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Ma'am, that was up here. I just wanted to reiterate that this is a zoning request and that our departments have very good requirements associated with any type of building that would be put there. So what this is not a request to build anything. It's a request to rezone the property as a downzoning from a commercial to a residential. So that's what we're actually being asked in this setting. And we have some staff members here that I'm sure if I asked them, they would speak to you on behalf of how well that we have updated our policies and regulations and things. And hopefully everything will be, if anything is built there, it will be built to hopefully improve and not worsen the situation. And so, but what we're asked to do right now is not give any type of permits at all. It's just a change of use from commercial to residential. And staff, correct me if I'm wrong. They're nodding, saying they're not saying I'm wrong. They're saying okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve item Z25-38, the rezoning request.
I'll second it.
All right. Got a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right. Case number Z25-40.
All right, this is the Goodrich property, and they are requesting to rezone from RA, Rural Agricultural, to RSF3, which is Residential Single Family. The subject property is located west of Jimmy Faulkner and north of Busby Road. It's located in Planning District 10, and there are 3 parcels, and it consists a total of 414 acres. is currently vacant, and the applicant is asking for a rezoning for residential use. Here's the subject property on the county locator map. Here's the locator map zoomed in. The 3 parcels are highlighted. The light gray areas are the city of Spanish Fort, and then the white areas is Planning District 7, which is unzoned. To the south of the subject property, there's RSF3 zoning, and the city of Spanish Fort. To the east is also the city of Spanish Fort, and to the west is some RA zoning and some RSF2 zoning. All right, the surrounding area includes a mix of residential and vacant uses. The adjacent county zoning is RA, RSF2, and RSF3. The majority of these parcels are at least RSF2 zoning size, which is 15,000 square feet. The parcels to the east that are in the city of Spanish Fort are zoned R1, that allows 20,000 square foot, and R2 that allows 15,000 square foot. The flume identifies this area as ideal conservation potential, conservation development, and moderate development density. This property is within a half a mile of a collector road, but there is no current access from the subject properties to any public roads. The proposed request should have no impacts on health, safety, and welfare of the property or surrounding properties. Here is the flume map. You can see there's multiple types of flumes on the subject property. And staff has determined that the requested zoning map amendment would be somewhat consistent with the factors within the Baldwin County's zoning ordinance. It is not consistent with the Baldwin County Master Plan. The requested zoning map amendment was also evaluated using the SMART growth card, which somewhat supports the request.
Any questions for staff?
I don't.
Selena, I guess, can you go back to the map where it's got the purple in it? Is that the wetlands?
Correct.
Okay. That's the wetlands right there on that property?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And it's 414 or 417? Either, it doesn't matter. It's only three.
I think, according to revenues, it was 417, but the legal description they submitted, it came out to be 414.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Selena.
You're welcome.
All right. Open up the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, we had several people signed up for this. The first is Mary Marge.
Miss Mary Marge.
My last name is Martinson.
Martin?
Martinson.
Martinson. Sorry, Mary Martinson.
That's fine, because I go by Mary Marge.
Gotcha.
I've been here since the 80s, and I thought that I was coming to farming country from Mobile. But anyway, I am not against residential because I have been on a dirt road until I decided that my neighbor could come through, and his name is Beck. He fixed the road, and we would like, it's okay to have residences, but I am tired of the subdivisions because they have one house up against another, and I do not approve. And I have been here since the 80s, so I think you should know that I'm a Durant too, and I've been living on 40 acres over 42 years on a dirt road that's barely passable, usually by myself because a lot of people would not come to visit. And now I'm older, and I am glad that we're having residences, but I think we should really consider having larger pieces of land like some parts of Florida do. So I'm not against having residences, but I think there should be more freedom to the zoning for people who have been here a long time. And my land probably barely touches my cousin's land because they're all my cousins, okay? And I only have 40 acres. And I wanted to raise horses, so I did. Got one left.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Brian Cochran.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Danny Cravey, and we're all kind of represent a board for the neighborhood, so they're just going to come up. We'll just spend the 5 minutes or less. As I said, my name is Brian Cochran. I live in the Tanager neighborhood, which is to the northeast side of the 3 parcels. It's kind of like the wishbone-shaped kind of subdivision. And we kind of strongly object to the idea of rezoning this to residential because it's just, for one, the developer has not said where they plan to access the property from yet. They have not released neighborhood plans. They don't say how they're going to access it because, as already mentioned, there's no public road to the land as it is. Not only that, Jimmy Faulkner's already inundated with tons of traffic from the 3 schools there and the neighborhoods that are popping up left and right. And just to add, if they even have the idea to access the land from Jimmy Faulkner, then it's just going to add to that much more traffic. Likewise to the already residential 3 to the south that you already mentioned, and they're asking for a rezoning for RSF3, whereas our neighborhood and Audubon below us are 2 and 1. So they're asking for something much smaller, and if you could put 10,000 square foot houses, you could fit several hundred houses in this amount of acreage, which would just way overdo how many people should be living in this area. Also, as part of the HOA, we kind of have the assumption, if we were going to defend our neighborhood, that they may try to access the land from our 2 neighborhood roads. And there's an issue right now with ownership. We actually own the common area. Mitchell never deeded the property to us, and so that would actually prevent them from coming off Alder Avenue. In 2023, there was another neighborhood plan that was released, and that's kind of where I'm pulling this from, and I think they kind of pulled that request. And then the other question is, at the end of our neighborhood, which supports the idea that this is heavily wetlands, our streets flood heavily, which would go into the northern part of all 3 of these parcels. And I have photos that we have taken over the years, if I can pass out, so I can kind of just tell a story real quick.
Thank you.
So the first 5 photos were taken in 2015, whenever I moved there. And they show the end of Kingfisher Court. And the first 3 show Kingfisher Court. The second 2 photos show Tanager Lane. Both look west into where Sibley Creek runs. And as you can tell, the water comes all the way up into this cul-de-sac and more. The 6th photo is Sally, and as you can kind of tell, it comes even up further. On one of the first photos, if you notice in the back of it, is a power box. Those power boxes stand about 2 feet tall, and it consistently goes underwater. Even Sally, it goes up to where you're standing there, it's about 3 or 4 feet tall underwater. And the creek is even further below that ground level. And the last photo, if you remember from April this year, that's when we had that really kind of irregular storm. It flooded so bad that the last house on the left, which is Mr. Cravey's here, the mailbox itself was, all you could see was the box itself. And so it's already another 30 feet east of the cul-de-sac. That means that the cul-de-sac itself was probably 6-7 feet below water. So even if they had planned to access this land through there, anytime anybody would try to drive through their house or the neighborhood, they would have to potentially once a year drive through 6 feet of standing water. So the last part about this, which I can't assume what's on the other side, if it comes up 100 feet of this side of Sibley Creek, it's got to flood the other way at the same time. But that's kind of, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I'm in the property. My name is Danny Cravey. I'm in the property that's right beside the photos that you're looking at there. And I have one other I'll show you. But just to reiterate, my biggest concern is the flooding. We don't really know. I've been there for about 10 years, and we have regular floods that flood up into the properties. It's kind of become a normal thing, but this April, it flooded much higher than it had previously. A lot of people have speculated about, something that has gone on either below us or above us as far as the creek layout. We don't really know, but I'm extremely concerned that if any development occurs across the creek in this property that we're discussing, immediately adjacent to all those wetlands, if anything is developed and pushes the water level any higher, then it's going to start coming in the homes in our neighborhood. My home specifically, I was probably about 1.5 inches, maybe less than 2 inches from the water coming inside my home. So I just wanted to, really stress my concern about that. So I got just a picture from it. This is my property. Look at out my garage door towards the back of the lots that are there on Kingfisher.
Are you that last house on his photo?
I'm the last house on the left if you're going down Kingfisher.
On one of those photos, his has the trucks in the driveway.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
And that was my mailbox. The water is touching the bottom of my mailbox.
That's your security sign sitting there?
Yes. It is, yes, ma'am.
It's too little to be a stop sign.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Brian Maddie.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I live on Tanninger. My property is adjacent to Sibley Creek. It's about 25 yards behind my house. And Sibley Creek, if you're not familiar with it, is a clear running stream that's 25 feet in width. It runs way above us. It comes down. It's clear. It runs year round. It's a cold stream. The water's cold year round during the summer as well. And behind our house, I just want to reiterate, I have a 6-foot privacy fence, and this last spring, water came over that privacy fence, 6 feet, came all the way up to our back door. And when you start praying, when you see something like that, what I'm concerned about is it's a wetland, and the amount of however they're going to access that area, how they're going to impact that area, and with their culverts, with their bridging and this type of thing. If you actually walk that land behind that, and you can see it, I left my phone number. If any of the county commissioners would like to come and take a walk through, I'll take you a walk through, because I walked it, and because it floods from us all the way across the bridge. There's a bridge on Jimmy Faulkner all the way over to the other part of Tanninger on Alder, but it's quite a bit, and that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that the Corps of Engineers hasn't done a study on it, because it flows all the way into Bay Minette. Sibley Creek winds its way all the way down through there. But when you look at the planning from the previous group, how many houses they were going to put on that ridge line, whether you can actually do that in the area that they're specifying, that's another thing to look at. But I'm concerned about it because we own property there, and until you see the emergency management folks come through with rafts coming down your street in front of your house, that makes an impact, and I'm not exaggerating. You can go on Facebook and see that happening. But thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Next we have David Holmes.
Good morning, and first of all, thank you for all of what you do. It's a very necessary part of considering pros and cons, not just of the land use, but of all of the tangential considerations that come into play. First of all, being up here speaking in rebuttal, I don't want to give the impression it's sort of like Mikey likes it, that everybody comes up with something to complain about, but I would say that the turnout that we have here today probably would have been a lot larger had the hearing been at night, but like all of us who normally would be at work have taken time off to be here today for this. The main concern, I think, that I have is for the ingress and egress considerations that would be involved here. The plat that was shown of some of the homes that would be built on this new zoning consideration, would require many ingress and egress points. And as they stated in their proposal, they do not have normal ingress and egress right now. And that would mean flows through each of our neighborhoods, changing very much the nature of the neighborhood. As someone who did not graduate from either Auburn or Alabama, I will further go down the rabbit hole by saying that I moved from New England, New York about 24 years ago, and absolutely love it here. It's one of the reasons that our family moved down here, and would love to see it be the way it should be. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The last one we have is Dwayne Smith, who's the engineer for the applicant.
Good morning, Dwayne Smith, Anchor Engineering. It's 414, 17, whatever you want to call it, acres. You're correct in looking at the map. It's at least half impacted by wetlands, so it's not going to be developed as that. The intention, the request for RS3 was nothing more than this is intended to be a nice multi-size home neighborhood where you have some RSF1, some RSF2, some RSF3 being the smallest, kind of potted off so that you really have a mixed development. So that's why the RS3 claim is because the zoning is kind of like a blunt force knife in that you can't really, it's not a good way of really separating it out and everything. As for flooding, absolutely, when we're doing engineering calculations and everything, we have to design, as y'all have mentioned before, regulations have improved, quite frankly, quite a bit in subdivision, and so those will all be handled as part of zoning. There's no intention to cross Sibley Creek at any point. Sibley Creek is to the south and kind of skirts the property, to the north, kind of skirts the property to the north. It would require a significant bridge to cross Sibley Creek, so there's no intention to do that. So, you know, at the end of the day, why it looks big and everything, access currently is planned through Alder on the Audubon side and Alder North on the Tanninger side. And this development currently owns or has under contract all the properties in between there. So,
I got a question. You know,
yes,
in our report, you know, it's showing that it's supported by R1 or R2, you know, more favorably, but you're asking for an R3, you know, and the small lots are just, you know, I get what you're trying to do, but you know, you know, it's supported more by R1 and R2 than anything else.
I'd be willing to amend the request to be R2 versus R3. I don't know if I have that ability.
We can't do that.
You can do that? Sorry, what's that?
Not at this point. You can withdraw.
Okay. I mean, if that's the sense that, you know, coming from the commission, I'd be willing to withdraw and resubmit again.
You're requesting to withdraw it?
Yeah, I'd like to get some feedback.
This is just a public hearing right now.
Understood. Any other questions?
Thank you. Anybody else, Jay?
That's all we have.
Did anybody come in late that wants to talk about it, did not sign up? All right.
I want to know if you will explain R1, R2, and R3, because I don't even know what you're talking about.
We'll get one of the staff members to help you with that. We sure will. Yes. It's just different sizes.
Different size lots. You know, you got well, I'll let Selena do it.
Let me close the public hearing. I close the public hearing.
I can explain the different size lots. The RSF1, they're all residential, but RSF1 allows for 30,000 square foot lots and 100 feet wide. RSF2 allows 15,000 square feet and 80 foot wide. And they are asking for RSF3, which is 10,000 square foot lots, and they're 70 foot wide.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I have some observations about this particular request, and I hear you guys when you're talking about the flooding. And that's bad. I know. I live in an area where it's flat, and when it really floods, there's nowhere for it to go. But we're asked to change the use on this property from rural agriculture to residential single-family 3, which Shalina just told you that's a minimum of 10,000 square feet. My biggest concern is that this is a request that sounds like to me that is basically putting the cart before the horse, because there is no known and proper access to this property. And so therefore, Mr. Smith, you had indicated that you have that, but we've not seen that. And so therefore, when we're making these types of, it is proper to ask for how you're going to how you're going to access property when you're asked to change the use. That is part of it. Now, I get the flooding, and we have updated our subdivision regulations to the point, which is a different process, okay? And it's not improper for you to alert us to that, but that's not what the main reason for this decision would be made from what I'm explaining. It would be a use thing. Is this a consistent and better use for this property, or is it a good use for this property connected to all the properties that are around it? So maybe would be in a time frame if we had, you even said, Miss Mary, is that right? Mary, that you're not opposed to residential. Well, we do have other processes which do allow multiple types of sizes, which is a planned residential development process. So by actually asking for RSF3, you're asking for a more, that basically says that even though you may build lots that are larger than 10,000 square feet, you could build every lot at 10,000 square feet. So I don't know if there's any other comments, but I'm actually ready to make a motion. Unless the applicant does, I will give you the opportunity, if you do want to withdraw this application, and the commission can consider that. And I hope I'm speaking properly, attorney?
We'd have to have a motion to approve the withdrawal. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll give you one more opportunity from the applicant.
Yeah, request for withdrawal request, if that's acceptable.
I will make the motion.
And I'll second the motion.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any to withdraw?
I do want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
To the developer that doesn't mean that we're going to do the other.
No.
1,000% sure. So I mean, I just want to state that for the record.
And I will come back on and say that what I said, I meant. What I said I meant is that without known and proper access, we may be able to address the other problems in the subdivision process. You know, nobody wants to be flooded out, and but we have updated. Just even the applicant admitted that we have updated our regulations to help mitigate some of that kind of stuff, because we don't want to see this happening to people, including myself, you know. But so we do, okay, thank you.
All right, got a motion and a second to withdraw the application, or I guess the rezoning request. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Withdrawn. Give them a few minutes to walk out. All right.
This is case Z2541, the Armstrong property. The request is to rezone from RSF1 to B3. Here's the location of the property on the county map. The property is located north of Twin Beach Road and east of Greeno Road in Fairhope. This is in Planning District 8. The total acreage is 4.33 acres. However, this request is to rezone 3.64 acres. The current use of the property is residential, and the request is to rezone for commercial use. Here are the adjacent property images. Here's the locator and the site maps. To the north, we have the city of Fairhope, which is zoned RA, residential agriculture. And to the south and east, we see B2, neighborhood business district. And to the west, we have RSF2, residential single family. In terms of the analysis, the subject property consists of 4.33 acres, and it's currently zoned for residential use, and they would like to rezone 3.64 acres for general business, B3 zoning to allow for commercial use. The surrounding area includes a mix of residential and commercial uses, and we see B3 zoned parcels to the north and west, and storage facilities found within a quarter mile of the subject property. In terms of the master plan, the future land use map has identified the subject property as having primarily conservation development potential. This allows for limited development based on low-impact design principles. The property is also located within an urban mixed-use center node. This allows for integration of residential and commercial uses. And here is the future land use map showing the conservation development potential as well as the urban mixed use center. So staff has determined that the requested zoning map amendment would be consistent with the factors specified in the zoning ordinance and is somewhat consistent with the master plan's future land use map. And then with the evaluation of the smart growth scorecard, it strongly supports the request. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner? All right, no questions. Open up the public hearing.
We only have one signed up. It's Janet Johnson, who is the engineer for the application.
Good morning, Ms. Janet.
Good morning. Good morning. So yes, my name is Janet Johnson. I'm a civil engineer. The company is Civil Works, a small business in Foley. I'm working with the owner of the property, Mr. Armstrong, helping him with his plans and with the permitting process. And so, as mentioned, we're requesting to rezone a portion of the property, the back approximately 3.6 acres, to business, general business B3, with the remaining about 0.69 acres will remain residential. This will allow, there's currently a house, and so to continue to be used as a residential home. So we're hoping that this will allow for a unique opportunity to put commercial and residential on this lot, as the owner would like to develop it and use it for such purpose. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's all we have.
That's all you have? All right. Did anybody come in late that did not sign up that wants to talk about this case? Hearing none? All right, close the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve case Z25/41.
And I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second to approve. Any any discussion on this? Any more? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Y'all did an excellent job today.
Thank you.
All right, we got public comments. I got one person that signed up. I think Mr. Wiggins.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Commissioners. I was here last month and I hope to get it resolved this month. I had have a home on 181, 7 acres there, and the county on Pleasant Road next to me put in 2 big culverts and flooded my property, and I've tried to get this resolved. I've actually been working on this since last November. I've called the county, went out there, did all this stuff. The 2 culverts that are in place, and I actually brought pictures in of it. I wanted to give you guys. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I wrote them out. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So one of the culverts is concreted in, and I just talked to the county guy here. here, and I appreciate them trying to do stuff, but the thing goes back to stormwater runoff. I keep hearing that over and over, and I'm not familiar to a lot of this stuff, but I know water, when water goes from one end to the other. All I'm asking is 3 bags of concrete. I'll do it myself, close the other culvert off, because I don't want to, I know, I grew up that way. It just, you see something, you know.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah, I figured out how to do it, you know. I grew up, my dad was a superintendent of the road department in South Florida, so we just figured we just did stuff and just, you know.
Ignore me.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to it is, and every time a big storm comes along, and I know they said, well, we'll go out there and close off the other one, but my question is, why did we put it in the first place? I've never had an issue up until now with the 2 culverts, and I'm like, guys, all we need to do is close that culvert off. So if we do have a storm, because we're still in storm season, if we have one, I don't want to flood my house, you know, so I'm just asking a resolve to it so I don't have to take off work next month and come and, you know, kind of talk to y'all about it.
You can call us anytime.
Yes.
I mean, I'm thankful for you to come here today, but email us, call us. I've not heard from you outside.
It's kind of neat. I enjoyed it.
I've not heard from you outside of the meeting, so please reach out. I mean, we have people reach out to us all the time.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had to come up here and, you know, just talk with you.
You are welcome, but you know what? We are accessible.
Frank, where are we at on this? Or Mark?
Commissioner Ball, we actually are meeting with the downstream area there's a church that has a very large, oversized detention pond. We got a 2 o'clock meeting with that congregation today with their elders to present them the design as well as the drainage easements. If all goes well, that should be the final step before they can vote on acceptance of that, and then we'll be able to route that water away from Mr. Wiggins' house.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that is. It sounds like a good thing.
But until then, if a storm, can I just have somebody's word? If a storm comes along, y'all close that culvert for me, please. You know.
Well, they're just talking about rerouting the whole entire thing. They've got to get a church to vote on it. So
yeah. So and I guess I go back to how it got put in place in the first place, because stormwater. I keep hearing stormwater runoff with everybody, and how you can divert water to another place.
We can't go back. We only can go forward.
That's right. Yeah. All right.
But we have some great competent staff sitting right there, and those are the guys. We're not engineers. Not one of us is an engineer, okay? But they're the ones that are going to be able to help this, and it sounds like they're mitigating that, and hopefully this meeting will turn out well and before long. But I tell you one thing I've learned about government. I don't know what you do for a living. What do you do for a living?
I
if you want to say.
Sell real estate.
Okay.
I've actually built homes, so I know.
Well, let me just say this. Unfortunately, due to due process and procurement and all these kind of things, so that you don't end up with wrongdoings and stuff, government moves slow. But we're doing the best we can, and it sounds like that if we're getting this far, that there's major progress has happened. And I come from the outside world. I'm not a bureaucrat, okay? I guess technically I am now, but anyway.
That's right.
Well, Mr. Wiggins, I want to say thank you for reaching out to us, or to me especially. So thank you for doing that, because that's what you're supposed to do, and our team is working on it. So I just want to say thank you.
All right, I appreciate y'all. Okay, thank you.
All right, is anybody in the audience that wants to speak that didn't sign up? All right, hearing none. Press questions? Commissioner comments?
I got one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for most of us, today's the day that's jogs our memory what was going on 5 years ago, and we definitely weren't sitting in here. We were trying to figure out how we were going to recover from a pretty devastating hurricane. And it was, at the time, myself, Commissioner Gruber, Commissioner Underwood, and Commissioner Davis. And it was our first big, Commissioner Underwood was the chairman, and it was our first big, basically natural disaster that happened under a brand new commission's watch. And not to mention sitting in an EOC laden with COVID people, getting sick, dropping like flies, and we were dealing with that on top of that. So I always look back at this terrible memory as something that, had we not gone through, I don't think we'd be where we are. With many relationships, just like we had yesterday with meeting the FEMA representatives that came down. That was a big deal for them to come down and meet with us yesterday. So I'm reflecting on today, not in a bad way, but something that was devastating for us, that has brought us closer together, has unified this organization, and we literally made stuff up on the fly that worked, and it was a whole entire effort of the whole entire staff that worked for us that time, and some still here, some not, but regardless, today's the anniversary of Hurricane Sally, so that's all I've got.
All right.
Me? Well, since he brought that up, I can't help but remember almost at about this exact time, Eddie Harper, thank you. Right at 11 o'clock was when the call was coming in from the governor, and I did not spend the night at the EOC. I stayed at my house. And for those of you who know where I live in a pecan orchard. That's what my husband does for a living. But none of our trees were in the road. They were all on our property. But other people's trees were in the road between me and Highway 59, between me and County Road 55. There was just no way to get to the EOC. And I made it towards Highway 59. I knew I needed to be at EOC by 11 o'clock. Not that somebody else couldn't have stepped in if I couldn't have been there, but I wanted to try to be there and do my part as chairman. And there was Eddie on the other side of a huge tree that was across Hoffman Road. And I left my car on the west side, ran through the ditch. Not that I can run very well anymore. But Eddie was there to drive me to Robertsdale, and very graciously. And as I was looking at all the devastation on Highway 59, that most of you know where LA Barbecue is, water was completely across Highway 59. There had been some tornadoes whipped through right north of there where the old Art Oil Company, it's a tire place now, and it's just, I'm giving them my codes up at EOC to call into the governor, and I'm running into the EOC, and as soon as I walk into the boardroom, they had already dialed in, and the first thing I hear is, "This is Governor Ivey." And it's just, so surreal. Seeing the devastation in your own yard and house and everything, and then getting there and knowing that the unknown was ahead of us. But I'm going to tell you something. This family here at Baldwin County Commission and the entire county and the state of Alabama came together, and we are a resilient county. Yes, we were in the midst of COVID. We had declared 4 or 5 state of emergencies that year, and we were in uncharted territory. Not that we'd not been through a hurricane, but not as elected leaders. I mean, as a pecan grower's wife, I could just about go all the way back. In September, this week of September is a bad week for hurricanes in Baldwin County. I mean, it goes back to Frederick, September 12th, Ivan, September 15th, 16th, and then Sally they both hit overnight between the 15th and the 16th. So I think we're going to make it this week, and I praise the good Lord for that, because it's not a hurricane in the Gulf right now. We don't know what's going to happen between now and any time, but we know for today we're spared. And so I don't really have anything else that I prepared to say, but just knowing how far we've come, not to quote a cigarette commercial, but we've come a long way, baby. And I thank you, staff, and I thank you, commissioners, and I think that's Virginia Slims. I don't smoke, but I know, they used to advertise that when I was younger. I'm getting old. Thank y'all for listening to me, and I appreciate y'all.
Again, I want to thank the staff for getting this agenda together and putting it to the vote of the commission. And again, I do remember Sally very well as well, and I had several trees on top of my house, but it was something different, but anyway. I'd like to also say that I lost a dear friend yesterday, Mr. Donnis Kiekler. He was having heart surgery and passed away during surgery. And I want to wish his family the very best, and the condolence goes out to his wife and brothers and sisters that are still there. So thank you all very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Gruber. I'm glad you mentioned Mr. Kickler, because he owns Parkway Equipment, and you're right. We got a call, and He's going to be missed, and it's sad. Frank and I were on a call with Dr. Hunter yesterday, and I'm not going to go into detail because I really don't know if it's been approved yet or anything's been done, but I just want to say that it looks promising for Baldwin County once all this goes through, and once it does go through, and if it happens, I think the county's going to really enjoy this thing. And Frank, can I say anything about it, or do I should say anything at all?
Well, it's just discussion about the restore projects, and without going into too much, a ton of history and detail, but that is the results from the BP oil spill. That's still a thing. It's still going on, and the allocation of those proceeds that are continuing. And we did have a very promising conversation.
Yeah, it was very promising. And I think once it goes, they approve it, hopefully, we're going to see a big change here.
Is this the reallocation of our funds?
So it's going to help out.
Been a long time coming. Thank you.
Yeah. And y'all were talking about Sally. I wasn't on the commission then, but I was out there in the field just like the rest of y'all, boots on the ground as an Alabama State Trooper, working it, because my family were at home just like y'all were and had to work. So I know what it goes through, what y'all went through. It was tough. Sally was a tough situation. But to the staff, thank you. Thank you for putting this together always. And Ms. Bazzotti, thank you. I know you're not listening, but I just want to say thank you for your service as a volunteer fireman. You're going to be missed. I know she wants to stay part-time or kind of stay around the fire trucks and stuff, but I'm very proud of her. But thank you. Trying to remember if there's anything else. And just remember the Charlie Kirk family. Just keep that in your prayers. Keep the family in your prayers. In our nation, because right now we need prayer and we need to come together. It's tough. But anyway, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yep.
All right, we adjourn.